I mean, again, did you have this plan in your mind about the kind of artist you want to become?
I don't know. I mean, I have to tell you, I wasn't being too intellectual about it. I wanted to make a difference in the world. I wanted to be somebody, and I wanted to be a rebel. So I was a rebel. So, and I wanted to somehow make that translate into my music.
You said sex to music, didn't you, really?
You had to bring that subject up, didn't you?
I did. I've been waiting for it, actually.
Sex. I have to say, back in those days, I wasn't thinking about sex.
You're not?
No, I wasn't.
What were you thinking about?
Paying the rent. Some people pay the rent with sex, but I didn't.
But was there a sense in which the image, in the end, you know, this extraordinary creature that became Madonna, the superstar, and all that, did it take over?
Well, as time went on and I became successful, and people started writing about me and photographing me and analyzing me and criticizing me and scrutinizing me and all those things, I started to think about my place in the world and think about people's point of view about me, and I started thinking about pushing boundaries, pushing the envelope. I started reading what people wrote about me, and one thing that really irritated me was that people didn't seem to put the idea of being sexual and being intelligent together, and that I was going to I set out to defy that those two couldn't exist together. So that was my next goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody wrote the other day, there's not one Madonna, there's 20-odd Madonnas, and I'm always thinking about changing...
It's more than that.
More than that, then. Right. But the point is that they say that, people say that you change you reinvent yourself every so often. Is that a deliberate thing on your part?
The reason I called my last show Reinvention is because people stuck that phrase on me for so many years. I just finally decided to take it and stick it over my head and put lights around it. But for me, it was never about consciously thinking about reinventing. It was about growing and changing and hoping and praying that my work reflected who I was at that moment in time. And I always hoped I was changing and growing. So
but
I just call that evolution.
Yes, but therefore, at what point in your evolution then did the sex book come in?
When I started thinking about sex.
Well, I mean, that was out of shot, wasn't that?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I do know. Okay, there's an element of that. Like I said, pushing the envelope. But it wasn't just about shocking. It was about pushing the boundaries, because from my perspective, up until that point, you always heard about sexual fantasies, and you always saw women objectified sexually, but always from a man's point of view. And I thought it was about time that it came from a woman's point of view.
But at this time, too, I mean, you, again, when this Madonna phenomenon, you said that there was moments when you were petulant, and you were spoiled, that you treated people badly. You were able to stand back and see yourself doing that, were you?
Yeah, I mean, I can see myself doing it last week. I mean, it wasn't just 10 years ago. But we all have our moments, don't we? Aren't you spoiled and petulant sometimes? Yes, you are. I'm going to talk to your wife.
No, But I think, but you see, it's interesting. I mean, your kind of fame is an extraordinary kind of fame, which must have an extraordinary... I mean, fame changes people, of course it does, and it changes the way that people around you react.
Changes everyone around you,
exactly.
too. Yeah.
And the more famous you are, the more that changes. Yes?
Yeah.
Without doubt. Now, I think many people have been through the kind of fame that you've had, so it must have changed, their attitude changed profoundly. And you must have changed profoundly. In other words, you would have bigger tantrums than me, wouldn't you? You'd be more petulant than me.
Well, I'm not sure, because no one made a documentary about you. So, I'm a very dramatic person, and when I do things, I can do them in a very big and spectacular way. So yes, I probably had some very big, spectacular tantrums.
But you don't now. This is the point.
Yes, I do.
You do still?
Yes, I do.
Because I'm